Hello everyone, I'm the Gilded Gamer, and welcome back to another guide. Now, today I'll be going over Ex Nihilo. And Ex Nihilo is a mod that is very popular in mostly Skyblock mod packs because it helps a lot with starting out. Now, one thing very important in Ex Nihilo is the simple tree you start off with. Now all I do is you cut that down, plant again, regrow it a few times, and then you'll be all ready to start. And to start you need this, a crook. Now it is a shaped crafting recipe, so you need 3 sticks down the middle and 1 in the top left. When we make that, all you gotta do is pick it up and beat the tree, and then you get these little guys, which are silkworms. And again, you do have to do it a few times. It isn't guaranteed, but it is a pretty high chance. Or a pretty decent chance, I should say. And when you get these little guys, all you do is you grow another tree, right click one of the leaves, and they will infest the trees, making them these nice white-gray color. Now, when you get these, all you do is you take the crook again and beat these, and then you get string from them. Very easy. And then you can use string for whatever you want to use string for, make wool to make a bed, so on and so forth. We'll get more into that later. Now, when you put one in, they will infest the leaves it's in, and then move around the tree, infesting the entire tree as you see here. So you only need 1 per tree. And if they are touching, they will also infest other trees. So if you don't want them to infest all of your trees, just put a little 1 block gap in between. And now moving on to the more meat of the mod, I guess you could say, you make these, which are oak barrels, or barrels of any wood. It's just that you have to use a single type of wood. You can't mix and match. And all you need are 3 wood on each side and 1 slab down the middle to get a barrel. And what you can do with these barrels, if you get organic material such as saplings or potatoes, carrots, cactus, netherwort, anything that is grown, put them in. All you gotta do is right click them in, and then eventually when the barrel is full, they will turn into dirt. And another thing about these is you would want to cover these in at least 2 blocks, so you don't have them filling up with water, because that's another thing they can do. They will fill up with water, and it's very helpful to get. All I gotta do is make a few of these, put them out just anywhere on your island. When it rains, they will fill up with water. And again, they'll give, when you're hovering over these where it says water up top, that will give you percentage fill. Same thing as over here when you have it full of stuff. I should have a... Let me quickly grab a sapling. Grab this. And if you put them in, you can see collecting materials. A sapling will give you 12.5%, so you need 8 saplings for 1 piece of dirt. And you can see composing, and then eventually it will turn into dirt. Same with water. When it rains, it will give you a percent of how much it's full. And unless it is full like you see here, the only way to get rid of the water is to break it. But again, it's made of wood, so it's not that bad. Another thing you'll need is this. This is a sieve. Again, you can get 1 of these for each wood type. See here with the barrels and here with the sieves. Now again, they are a specific wood type, and since this has the chur in it, this has the sticks in there as well. But you can see here, you need 2 pieces of silk mesh, 4 wood, and 2 sticks, and that will give you the sieve. And now getting these silk meshes are very simple. All you need are 9 string, which come from your trees infested with the silkworms. Which very easy and very simple. And you can do a few interesting things with these barrels as well. But the sieves main use is if you get gravel, sand, or dust, which is given to you in this mod, you can turn them into ores and other materials. Well, you get a chance of turning them into them. But one thing you would also need is this hammer. And you might be wondering why you would need a hammer. And that's because this mod does not give you a way to get gravel, sand, and dust from other materials, you can say, naturally. That is actually the wrong word for it. But one thing you can make is a cobblestone generator and get cobblestone from that. But again, you can't put cobblestone through the sieve, it just won't work. But what you can do is you hit it with a hammer, just like I have this little neat thing here, and they'll be turned into other things. So if you use hammer on cobblestone, it turns into gravel, gravel into sand, and sand into dust. Very easy. And all you gotta do is just walk up and left click it. It works like a pickaxe, a hoe, well not a pickaxe, a shovel, axe, all those tools. Again, just another simple tool. And now let's go back to the crafting recipe. And these can be made out of every basic Minecraft resource. So if you place these wood planks with iron, gold, stone, and diamonds, you just get a hammer of that degree, which will last longer and will be quicker. But again, it's really a personal preference of whatever you want to use. Now, after you get your hammer and you turn items into gravel, sand, and dust, all you gotta do is you walk over to your sieve with, let's just say, a piece of sand. You right click to put it in. You have 100% left. Hold down right click, and then you will sieve your items. And they can give you, like, I only got one crushed iron ore. Let's see if we're gonna be lucky with another piece of sand. Nope, I just got a piece of crushed lead ore. So again, you do have to grab a lot of these to put them through to get efficient resources. And again, you need 4 of these crushed ores to turn them into a piece of, let's just say, gold or sand, which you then put in a furnace, I should say, and smelt into whatever resource you like, whatever resource it's made out of. Now, one thing you can do is if you grab a gravel resource and you use a hammer on it, it will give you pieces of that in its sand form. And the same thing is if you use a hammer on sand, it will give you it in its dust form. And it will always give you 4 of the resource. So no matter what, if you smash a gravel, you will always have enough to make the sand, and you have enough if you smash the sand, you get enough for the dust. So getting these is always guaranteed enough for the low resource, but you might get extra. So you can smash cobblestone into gravel, get these in their gravel form, turn them into that, and then just smash them down lower and lower. But one thing you can do with these, if you get a piece of sand or a piece of dust, come over to your oak barrels that are full of water. All you gotta do is if you right click dust into the barrels full of water, you get clay, which is very simple. All you do is you get a block of clay, you can break it into the 4 or whatever. But if you get a piece of mycelium, which you can get from these ancient spores, which are actually only a 1% chance of dropping from the sand. And on a side note, if you want to figure out what you get from each, all you do is you can easily go into this, press whatever key you have bound for uses, and just go over. Let me find it. Here you go. So you have the sieve, and it will just tell you each of the options for everything. You have a 3% chance for getting cocoa beans, 3% for cactus, 1% for charged soda quartz, and 17 for normal, and you just have everything on there. And that's the same thing for every resource, such as tin you can get for smashing tin with a hammer if you get the ore itself. But again, in a mod pack like this where you don't actually get the ores itself, the only way to get it is by sieving gravel. Again, you have 1% chance for diamond, 5 for lapis, 1 for everything, 25 for flint, and so on and so forth. So it's actually very useful if you want to find out what everything is made out of. But if you get, like I said, sorry for sidetracking, if you get these ancient spores and you use them on a piece of dirt, not grass, just plain dirt, they'll turn into mycelium. And if you put a barrel full of water, it'll turn into witch water. And if you put sand into here, you'll get soul sand, which you can use to plant nether wart, where you can actually sieve the soul sand and get nether wart from that, and also other materials that are more nether related. And then from these, very simply, you can plant them and get a whole nether wart farm and create more dirt from that, because you can use nether warts to make the dirt. Next thing is from the clay, which is actually very useful, is you can actually create lava from here to use in other mods such as Tinker's Construct, or just to power items, to power various generators or furnaces. And you need to make this. These little blocks are porcelain clay, and all of these are is 1 bit of bone meal and 1 bit of clay, just in your crafting thing. You can do it in the little one that shows up here, but I'm in creative, or you will show up in a crafting table. Again, shapeless crafting, all you need are 1 of each of the material, and then they'll give you 1 porcelain clay. And then you'll get this, a unrefined crucible. And you actually can't use this, but to get a normal crucible, all you do is you toss it in a furnace, power it, smelt it, and you get whatever you need. And here are the crucibles, and the 3 ways to actually power them: using a torch, lava, and just regular fire and netherrack from the nether. Let's actually get rid of this so I have an open hand. So if you put a torch under it, it'll give you 1 time melting speed, and the melting speed is used to turn cobblestone into lava. Now, if you can see up here, you have solid volume and fluid volume. The solid volume is how much stone you put in there, and the fluid volume is how much lava you have actually created. Now, one thing with it is you need 4 pieces of cobblestone to create 1 source block of lava, or enough to pick up with a bucket. But again, you can pump them out, use the lava from there to power. It's really up to whatever you want to use for. But the torch, the most easiest to come by, that only gives you a 1 time melting speed. When you get 4 pieces of cobble, put them in there, create 1 bucket with lava, put that under it, and that'll give you 2 times the melting speed. And again, it will go very simply, like it says, twice as fast. But if you go to the nether, grab up a piece of netherrack and a flint and steel, that will actually give you 3 times the melting speed, which is, again, simply 3 times faster. But you need to make enough lava to create the obsidian and the water from your bucket to actually go to the nether, and to basically make this, to actually grab the netherrack. So for difficulty to get, this progression actually makes sense. So that's enough. That's actually all that's in it for the Ex Nihilo mod. But another mod that actually comes with it is Ex which is an integration for other mods. You can have, well, let's actually go over to this little setup I have. You can create an automatic hammer and an automatic sieve, which all you need to do is just throw power onto here from whatever generator and conduit you want, Ender IO, thermal expansion mechanism, whichever one you need. These accept all of those kinds of power, and basically they do the task without you having to sit here and right click. And these each come with a speed upgrade and a fortune upgrade, which you can double up or triple up. But again, speed upgrades and fortune upgrades use more power than what it would normally take for a standard one. But again, they go faster and you get more resources from it, so it's useful. Next you have, which for some reason on this mod pack I'm using, is an end cake, and when you eat it, you get teleported to the end. Normally there should actually be a full cake, but I don't know, for some reason this mod pack is bugged and it's not working. But that's just the mod pack side of it. Next, you have integration for Tinker's Construct, such as the 3 levers for cobalt ore and the 3 levers for ardite, which again, you can get these from actually crushing netherrack with a hammer or putting it through the auto hammer and then sieving it. You have a very low chance, but again, still a chance to get these materials. And last but not least, it also has integration for Thaumcraft and Britannia. And these are just the hammers, a Thaumium hammer and a Mana Steel hammer. Now, they don't have like Elementium hammers or the other things for Britannia. It's only the Mana Steel. But for these, you actually need the living wood twigs to use. But again, if you go into Britannia early, it's actually very easy to get. And I'll put a link to my getting start for Britannia guide in the top left thing above. Just throw that up there. But they also have other things such as the dolls. The portal is a portal in a box, which I'll just quickly use it. Let me actually get away because this creates a very large portal for portal. Why isn't this working? But this will create a portal, be able to be used to go into the Eldritch dimension. So this will create a little portal stand with the Eldritch Guardians and the Crimson Cult people there. They have an uncharged Nether Star, which can actually be turned into a fully charged Nether Star with blood magic. And like I said, they just have the ores for ardite and cobalt for tinkers. So this is a very useful mod if you start out on a skyblock. This can help you get, it can actually give you easy ways to collect ores if you are able to create power, but also has enough integration to be used in other mod packs, so once you get into the mechanized side of it, it's not useless. So that's it for today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. This has been a longer mod review because I just did the entire mod instead of doing what I normally do and breaking it into parts. But I'd like to thank all of you for watching. I'm the Gilly Gamer. If you enjoy gaming content, please feel free to check out my channel. I have Let's Plays and other guides for Minecraft, and I would also be putting other guides for other games on there as well. But again, thank you all for watching. I'm the Gilly Gamer, and have a good day, everyone.